A time of discovery and transformation. Now, as the world faced challenges over challenges, businesses stared at innovation for business continuity and resilience. Now, the insurance industry too felt that immediate need to accelerate their innovation and chart their course for a changed world. Now, Wurth IT and OutSystems collaborated with Indiafirst Insurance to help create the next generation insurance product. Now, this partnership helped Indiafirst create a more compelling offering with lower go-to-market time. And to tell us how they did it, we have Shankar Narayan Raghavan, the Chief Technology and Data Officer at Indiafirst, and Ravi Shankar Pingali, the COO at Wurth IT. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you. Very good morning and happy to be here.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be here.
Shankar, you were caught in the thick of the storm. What impact did the pandemic have on the insurance industry, and what kind of transformation has come about here?
The two things which happened due to pandemic. One, insurance used to be like sold. Correct. Somebody used to go to customer and then talk about insurance, convince them, and then make them buy. That's the first thing. The second thing is people never felt that insurance is something which they need to have, and it's something which is considered as a more of a want than a need. These two things changed during the pandemic. What has happened? First one, now we can't meet in person. We have to somehow sell the policy or make the customer to buy the policy. So the entire transaction, right from meeting the customer, convincing the right, and helping him to select the right product, convincing him to buy it, all has to happen digitally. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the customer thinking towards insurance has changed as well. So people started asking for insurance, which is something which is a pleasant thing. I think it's a good thing which has started happening in India. So people started regarding insurance as something which they need. So which made both the ends meet so quickly. So we started coming up with solutions which we made the sales guys easy to convince the customer. They can interact with the customer digitally, and then customer can fill in the forms and all those things digitally, and then complete the journey digitally. So all these things happened through technology, and yes, the customer's need is also getting fulfilled. I think this is something which, yes, there is something like a blessing in disguise. During pandemic, this is something which I feel we have been blessed with in terms of insurance being felt as a need than a want.
And Shankar, now let's take a moment to now look at the platform creator side. Ravi, as a digital transformation service provider, what do you think are the imperatives that the insurance industry had to factor in?
Okay, I think I'll take a cue from what Shankar said, right? I think it's become imperative for everybody to adopt technology at a faster pace than it ever was. It was always the need, but I think it's got accentuated because of the pandemic that got hit us from out of nowhere, right? And we always maintain about this 4E framework we talk about always, right? Which talks about always ensure efficiencies, use technology leverage to improve efficiencies, meet customer expectations, and the experiences to begin with, right? If you are able to capture these three with the help of technology, right, I think you are certainly are leapfrogging many of your competitors, and most importantly, you are capturing the imagination of the end customer much more than it is. And I kind of buy what Shankar said, that it has always been a push sale. Now it has to become more pull, where people have to reach out and feel more comfortable buying a policy or a product than somebody trying to go and convince them. I think we have to use technology to take this experience to their doorstep rather digitally, rather than trying to be a little more convincing in person. Right? I think this is something which is happening at a much rapid pace. We experience this as a part of this initiative, and plus it's happening everywhere else elsewhere. I think I see that happening forever now. It's just the beginning. I think it's going to continue forever.
Well, so transformation was imperative. Shankar, what were the strategic challenges here, and what were the tech-led initiatives taken by Indiafirst?
Indiafirst Life Insurance is the youngest and fastest growing life insurance in India. So, we being a multi-channel distribution company, we had two challenges to meet with. Challenge number one, our distribution and sales team is across the entire breadth of the country. Some places where network may be very good, some places may not be that great. So we need to have a solution which helps my sales team to work even in no network place. The second challenge is life insurance product evolve with time. And we need to have products coming in at regular intervals so that we are able to come up with products which is in tune with the needs of the people. So we need to launch products in very quick time. So time and money are both relative, but in the sense we have to launch it. We have to launch it very quickly so that we capture the market very quickly, and we need the meet the needs of the people. So these are all the two challenges which were posed to us. So what we did come up with a solution which works both in offline and online mode, a mobile solution which is available in the tab or an Android operating system, wherein my sales guy can, when they meet the people, when they meet the customer, they can enter the details, they can help the customer to understand the product, everything, correct? Whatever is being done online mode can be done in offline mode, and that can be synced whenever he is in a good network area. The second aspect is the time to launch a product. If I am launching a product maybe in 4 to 6 weeks, I need to do it in half the time, so that I can easily, quickly come up with a product and which will help my sales team to help the customers. So these are all the two things. I think this is with one solution we did address both the challenges.
Interesting. Ravi, talk to us about the approach that Wurth IT took for addressing the challenges and really building out the right solution. Why OutSystems? Why did you pick OutSystems as your platform?
I think if you heard Shankar distinctly, I think the biggest takeaway from there, I think, was turnaround time, go-to-market strategy, and importantly, not compromising the business vision or the objective of what we're trying to achieve as a part of this program, right? I think OutSystems select itself for two reasons. One, it definitely accelerates your development timeline and turnaround build applications that you need. And two, it gives you the out-of-box facility to be able to create mobile and web versions at a rapid pace, right? And I think that's where it shows itself being the front runner for what we really wanted to propose to build this application, right? And to be honest, I think it was evaluated thoroughly, keeping in view the objectives and the business direction that they were taking. And I think that's how it came up, right? And that's where I think we probably collaborated very well with the team, the business and IT within Indiafirst and Wurth to be able to bring about the change that they were looking for. And when you talked about offline and online, trust me, it was not easy, but I think that was the need, and that's where I think OutSystems certainly played a key role in trying to make sure both these objectives are met without compromising on the timeline to a large extent.
Right, and of course, adoption of a new platform is really its key to success. Now, how has Simplify helped in onboarding channel partners? It's a pretty novel, very one of a kind, and the first in the space, right?
So the solution we came up with is named as Simplify, correct? So it simplified the sales, it simplified the product rollout, and it also bettered the customer experience. That's why we said it's simplified. Tweet is first of its kind in this part of the world, correct? For two reasons. One, it's mobile-based, which can, when we say mobile-based, we always look at, okay, it's going to be available anytime, anywhere. Yes, it's anytime, anywhere. And also, when there is no network. That's the key point. The second point is, which is very, very interesting and important, is that it has all the components, correct? You name anything, it has all the components, right from using AI to help in identifying the right product, which we call the suitability. The second one is during what we call know your customer, correct? So at that time also AI OCR is involved. Yes, that time somebody has to come online. The third aspect is, it is like, it will tell you how much you have progressed and what all the things one needs to do. So it is going to help the sales guy and also customer to know what all the things one has to do, both offline, online. Not only that, whatever we have done it in mobile, it's going to be available in web version as well. And more to that, it is not only web version, it also creates the APIs, which means we can work seamlessly and easily with anyone, any insurtech or fintech company who wants to use our APIs and work with us. So with one solution, I think we have taken care of all the three aspects of a digital stuff. One, mobile, which can work in offline, online. Two, for those who doesn't have mobile, just want to use browser, they can use website, and then they can do that. The third thing, for fintech and insurtech, they can come and work with us through APIs. I don't need to do changes at 3 places. I just need to do changes at 1 place. That's it. Everything is done. So time to market is taken care, and also cost of doing it and doing it efficiently is also taken care. And yes, like I mentioned, so we are a multi-distribution company. We have banks, which is across nook and corner of India, rural or urban market. We need that. And we have agents who are across India as well. And we have brokers, correct? Once again, they are across India. They may not use mobile version of it, but they will use website, and they can still sell our products. And lastly, we have aggregators and fintech across India once again. So they come and connect with us through API, and they sell our products. So I think for me, it is like I mentioned, I want to proudly say that it's a first of its kind. I want to stress on it, basically because it has attempted to solve all the problem at once.
Incredibly innovative. Ravi, what kind of innovation advantages were you able to bring in with your partnership with OutSystems?
Nice question. I think I have a perspective about innovation in general, right? I think innovation only when applied to a usable outcome is what is innovation. Otherwise, it's more experimentation, right? And if you heard about the scope of Simplify in terms of targeting to solve multiple problems, right? Right from reach, involving more technologies, more APIs and insurtechs, integration and everything else. One can imagine, I think we did a lot of experimentation in the process, to be honest, right? Because the use cases were very different and distinct in each phase of the project. And obviously, we had to try those use cases to be able to figure out a solution which eventually turned out to be innovative in its own sense, because it wasn't a cookie cutter solution, because most of these things were very custom, very different from what a normal application that are using OutSystems is done. I think we had to really tailor make a lot of the solutions on the fly, which certainly required a lot of expertise or technology expertise, and also bringing in the flavor of domain, which helps us to understand and comprehend what the end result is supposed to be, right? I think we can treat one integration as a point in interaction by API or service, but what happens thereafter is more, but what are the objective they're trying to solve, right? I think innovation should not be always looked upon as something that we do enabled technologically alone, right? It has to solve a meaningful problem. And I think that's been our focus, and that's what we try to do in every stage of the engagement in the project. And I believe, very proudly I can say, I think we've been able to find some innovative ideas over the course of the project to solve some situations, and and that's what I think is now paying us the results. I think that's what Shankar just mentioned.
You know, insurance and compliance are really words that can't be safely separated. Now, balancing regulatory compliance with tech-led innovation is really, crucial in any transformation solution in the insurance industry. Now, how do you think these were ensured and, integrated in the solution that was built?
That's a very good question, correct? Insurance is a highly regulated industry, correct? So we need to follow a lot of regulatory compliance as such. So it starts with, we need to create a code for various aspects, correct? So we need to come up with a code which considers almost like 52 inputs for somebody to come up with a code, because we need to understand, okay, first identifying the right product and coming up with the right solution to meet the customer needs. So that is what a code is all about. And that is something which regulatorily we need to share it with the customer, and the customer needs to agree. So when agreement has to happen through, for example, digital means, the one thing what we think of is through one-time password, OTP, correct? So once again, there is an integration. So this integrates with the SMS service provider, and then the OTP needs to be delivered, and the OTP needs to be sought, and then it needs to be entered. And you need to make sure that, yes, you are able to go to the next step. You can't go to the next step without even complying with this. So that we are, yes, each and every step has got a checkpoint in itself, so that we do it rightly, because the process is very important when you have to do it in a regulatory way, correct? So the next one after that, you need to go through the KYC. The KYC can be with UIDAI through Aadhaar. Once again, correct? I can do Aadhaar using a OTP. Or some people may not prefer doing Aadhaar doing OTP because they may not have the mobile number. They may say, hey, look, use my Aadhaar. So then I need to read it through OCR, and then I need to convert the data into it. and I need to make sure that it's validated. And once again, I need to mask the Aadhaar number. I can't keep the Aadhaar number without masking. So once again, I use AI, which will mask, a service which will be called, which will mask this number so that it is securely kept at our document system management system. The third thing, correct, now comes to the payment. The payment can be through a bank debit, can be through a credit card, correct? So once again, yes, we have to integrate with various service providers, whether it's a bank or a payment gateway, and get it done. And finally, correct, most important thing, insurance is something so far in the past, correct, has been fraught with frauds. So now I have to take a photograph which is a live photograph, correct? I need to understand that the customer whom I'm meeting is alive. So how do we do it digitally? That's a challenge as well. Once again, correct. So it's like we have to do all these things to make sure that we are compliant, and we do make sure that we give the customer the comfort that whatever we are doing is for the regulatory purpose, and also that will also give him the comfort that yes, there are watchdogs who are watching it closely, so they're not misled. So that has to be solved through technologically, and that too digitally, and you are away from it. So these are all the steps, various steps which we need to make sure that we do it, and then we keep a store of all those records so that if somebody wants to have a look at it and then go through it, audit it, it's available to them.
Wow. And Shankar, success in any digital transformation initiative is really measured by the business impact and the competitive edge it offers. Now, how has this solution helped you succeed?
So, like I mentioned, two challenges I mentioned. The challenge one was like how I'm going to have a solution which meets all my distribution needs, and second one was time to market. So, like I mentioned, with the low-code, no-code solution, what we did using OutSystems is that one version serving all three things, correct? So, which means I don't need to spend time and money on three changes which I need to do. I need to develop only once. So, which will automatically, it's counterintuitive, correct? So, you will get to know that yes, my time to market is coming down maybe by straight away by one third because I'm not doing three times, correct? That is one other aspect. Second one, I have used low code, no code, correct? So I have a templated version. So if for me, for the first time, I may have to spend a little bit longer time. But since I have a templated version, so I can reuse these templates. So when I do that, my time to launch is getting halved, correct? So which we have seen it. So what we did is that the time what we have taken in the past to launch a product, and we compared with the time we had launched with Simplify, we have seen that, which is quite evident, correct? It's black and white. It has halved, correct? So that means, so what are the things what we have envisaged has given fruits to us, and that too within 1 year of implementing this product.
And Ravi, before we wind up for the day, what were your big successes on this collaboration for Wurth IT? And really, how do partners like OutSystems really help you in enabling this transformation?
Good question and a very loaded one. I think I would start with collaboration and teamwork to begin with, right? I think this was, by no stretch of imagination, a small or a simple project. The name is Simplify, but one has to believe when you say it is humongous when it comes to what objectives it's trying to serve in a longer term, right? In a short span of time. I think that would not have been possible without the collaboration and teamwork that both sides had to put together. I think we are proud to say we worked as partners in this to a large extent, and I think we tried to extend that kind of feeling to all the people. And I think I must say Shankar and his team have been tremendous in trying to walk the path with us and bear with us to a large extent as well, because there were tough conversations we had during the course of the program, and for the right reasons though, right? I think it was not to do with one wanting differently than what they want. The collective objective was very clear. I think what comes out very closely is we were able to hold true to our technical expertise, which is our distinct advantage, and were able to kind of fulfill the needs that the business had, the vision that they had, and when it started this program, like Shankar mentioned at the start of this discussion, I think all those were met at the end of it all. Definitely turbulent times because we're trying to do a lot in a short span of time. There are a lot of learnings on both sides. I think if I say the critical success factors were the collaboration, teamwork, and the common objective of getting it done in the right way so that the business is not impacted. I think these two I think we were we never wavered from these two objectives to a larger extent. I think that's what saw us par. And obviously, OutSystems as a platform certainly was leveraged to probably the fullest I know of in my experience, in my team's experience. I think we made the full use of it in its full length and breadth to build what simplifies today, right? And I think I can proudly say, with Shankar's permission, that I think we've been a valued partner in this journey, and we'd like to continue that way. And I believe we learned a lot together in this, and I believe the journey thereafter has been even better and bigger, as we see.
Well, what a delightful session, Shankar, Ravi. It's truly a privilege to hear you both. Now, creating a new path when none existed is almost always a daunting task, and it's quite amazing to see how you have both worked on building a new approach through this collaboration between Indiafirst, Wurth, and OutSystems. Thank you both, really. Thank you both so much for joining us, and we really appreciate you taking time out and spending it with us. Thank you, and take care.
Thanks, Ravi. Thanks all. Stay safe. Take care.